crushed our numbers 8 ways to Sunday.
Yeah, I had a question in here that was around, success and titles, and those aren't nearly enough. But I want to go to, I don't think that's necessarily appropriate right now. You kind of hit on that. Like, what inspired the change for you to leave big corporate and like go out on your own?
So it was less inspiration and more out of necessity because after 23 years at IBM, I was ready for a change. And another company sought me out and said, "Would you come lead a sales team for us?" And I said, "Yes." And so I packed up my Big Blue legacy and off I went. And in 6 short months, they fired me. And I was devastated. I thought I was the only executive to ever be fired. I thought no one would ever work with me again. I thought like the sky is falling, the world is over, I am a has been. And it took about a month before I could talk about it. And I asked myself 3 questions. What am I really good at? What do I love to do? And how can I help people the most? And I knew how to build modern leaders and I knew how to create irresistible culture that drives results. And so I put all my energy into that and I started Heartbeat for Hire. And that's what led me to write the book, start the podcast, and do speaking and coaching and all of those things.
Oh, that's awesome. Um, why do you think those behaviors though get so rewarded?
Yeah.
Like even when companies claim to value culture,
Yeah.
it, somehow the toxic leadership still bubbles to the top.
The simplest answer is most leaders take their high performers and they want to replicate what that high performer has done and they say, "Okay, you just crushed your quota, so we're going to make you a manager." Now, the big mistake in that is not asking the question of why do you want to be a leader? Why do you want to be a manager? Because what I see happen more often than not is those people don't care about others. They're in it for themselves and they get very frustrated with their team who can't do exactly what they did. And so they create this unattainable, like frustrating, very limited trust environment and people aren't thriving. They're just getting by, just getting through, hoping to not be exposed. And when you have those environments of low psychological safety and low trust, people are never going to perform the way you want them to. And I've sat on both sides of that fence. And when you have the environment with the autonomy, with the trust, you'll do anything for those leaders. And I certainly felt that way about mine, but I was unstoppable in those environments.